So yesterday we looked at a bunch of lists from Japan, and if you didn't see that video, definitely go watch that one because there's cards and decks that were featured in that we won't talk about today. But today we're looking at the top 8 deck lists from a 32-person City League tournament. And this is from the same website, Pokeka Book Archives again. And I also have Limitless pulled up here so we can look at some of the new cards if we need to read their translations. The first place deck from this 32-person league, city league, was Fusion Strike Mew with 2 Alessa Sparkles and 4 Fusion Strike Energies and Meloetta and Deoxys. The new cards it is using were the new Charm. It's some kind of charm, right? Charm of Courage, is this it? Yeah. Uh, the basic Pokemon it's attached to gets plus 50 HP. So I suppose that's being used to help these Pokemon be a little bit tankier versus Lost Zone decks, or even help your Genesect V be a little tankier versus Lost Zone decks. So that one is an interesting choice. And of course, they're running the 2 Alessa Sparkle, 4 Fusion Strike Energies, still running those Path of the Peaks, even though it's the Fusion Strike version, and also running 3 of the new Iono. Just in case you don't know what Iono does, we'll pull that up real quick here. It's essentially N plus Marnie combined into one great supporter card. Iono is going to be everywhere, so get ready for this card in a few months over here. So yeah, Mew is still a very good deck. Most of the cards you'll already have if you've been playing Mew. And remember, these cards are going to first be legal for North America at the North American International Championship. So you still have a while before Iono and the Charm of Courage will be coming to the States. The second place deck was Lugia V Star. Now, the Lugia V Star decks have been focusing on colorless attackers over in Japan, like Snorlax and the Weirdeer and Lugia itself, especially with some of the newer energies that are coming out. Why don't we just go look at those newer energies? So we have Therapy Energy. It provides a colorless, and the Pokemon can't be asleep, paralyzed, or confused. We have the new Reversal Energy. Now, this one isn't going to work on Lugia at all, but it does work on this Luxray. And it also works on Archeops as well. So let's just read the Luxray real quick that they're playing in this second place Lugia deck. You may use this ability during your turn if you have more prize cards remaining than your opponent. So if they ever take the lead, you can just play this Pokemon down. And now you have a stage 2 lightning type attacker on your board out of nowhere. And you can attach that reversal energy with Archeops and do wild charge for 180. If they're weak to lightning, that's 360 out of nowhere. That's a pretty good deal if you ask me. They're also playing one of the new Luminous energies, which essentially just works for Radiant Charizard. Luminous energy counts as a special energy of any color as long as you don't have other special energies attached to that Pokemon. And then also the Medicham, which is super interesting for the Yoga Loop attack, Drapion for the Mew matchup. They did lose to Mew, though, it looks like, since Mew got first place at this event. And then in top 4, we have another Mew V Max deck, also the Fusion Strike build, but instead of Deoxys, they're playing Ice Q. If you don't remember, Ice Q does damage to one of your opponent's Pokemon based on the amount of Fusion Strike energies attached to your Pokemon. So you have all 4 Fusion Strike energies on the board. Block Slider can do 160 to one of your opponent's Pokemon. Other than that, it's playing the 2 Ionos, the Path of the Peaks. This one is playing a Judge for that earlier disruption that Iono can't really offer on like the first couple turns of the game. But yeah, other than that, nothing really else to note here. And then the other top 4 deck is going to be Chien Pal with Baxcalibur. We'll just look over these cards real quick. So Chien Pal does 60 damage for every water energy you discard from all of your Pokemon. Its ability lets you search for 2 basic water energies once a turn if it's in the active, and then Baxcalibur lets you attach water energies as much as you like during your turn. So you've got rare candies to get those Baxcaliburs down. This Kyogre is one of the newer ones from Crown Zenith. Dynamic Wave lets you do 180 to one of your opponent's benched Pokemon, or one of your opponent's Pokemon in general, but you're probably going to use this a lot to hit the bench. That'll be really good to snipe like Luminion, or I believe Squawkabilly. Is that what the bird's called? Yeah, Squawkabilly EX. That's a weird one, but yeah. So you have Chien Pal as your big Oko machine. You have Kyogre as a single prize attacker that can also snipe the bench. You have Radiant Greninja, as we know, very good card. And then Palkia V-Star for a little bit of burst, get a little bit more energy on from your discard pile. Maybe if it's all gone, or if your Baxcalibur got knocked out, or if it's turn 2 and you can't get a Baxcalibur, but you can get a Palkia V-Star, there's your damage that you can get, and then maybe on the following turn you get the Baxcalibur out. But Irida is really, really good for this deck, because you can just search for the Baxcalibur plus the rare candy, and there you go, you're ready. Um, so yeah, I think this will be a good deck. The Irida really ties it all together. And now to the top 8 decks from this City League. So here we have a Lost Zone Kyogre box with Forest Seal Stone, Dragonite, Raikou. Super Rod has been reprinted, so they can use Super Rod again. And that's honestly such a big deal for this deck. Like, going from pre-rotation playing this deck with ordinary rods and energy recycler to just playing with energy recycler really changed it, in my opinion. And those super rods will really help you out. Just hedge those energies and Pokemon that you need to retrieve. You can't always be using a Clara to get them. So yeah, really the main thing here is that this deck has Super Rod back again. So top 8 finish for Lost Zone Kyogre, Forest Seal Stone. Then we have another Lugia deck playing that Luxray again with the Reversal Energy. Also using Squawkabilly EX, which on the first turn of the game can discard your hand, draw 6, and Radiant Serena, which we've seen in a lot of Lugia decks because it's really good into the Lost Zone matchup. But like I said, they're really focusing they're really focusing on the colorless build of Lugia, it seems. With the colorless build being focused on, I'm surprised that there's not a lot of Charon's Cares going around. They do play Dunsparce and Luxray, so if they're playing against an all lightning deck, they might just want to put down that Dunsparce to protect their own Lugia. And then, of course, there's new special energies we talked about. They're playing Therapy Energy, Jet Energy, and Reversal Energy. The next top 8 deck from this tournament was Regidrago V Star with Forretress EX. Now, this is one that we actually did look at in yesterday's video. So the Forretress EX can knock itself out to search your deck for up to 5 basic grass energies and attach them to your Pokemon, but it also has Guard Press. So like if you can go turn 2 Guard Press 120, poke them, take 30 less damage next turn, you take a hit, then you blow yourself up, get 5 grass energies, get your Regidrago V Star ready to go. And then Regidrago V Star has 5 great attacks to choose from. Giratina V Star's Lost Impact, Duraludon V Max's G Max Pulverization, Goodra V Star's Goo Attack, what the attack name is slipping my mind right now, and then both of Noivern EX's attack. Noivern EX has 2 good kind of disruptive attacks. The first one prevents all damage done to this Pokemon next turn by basic Pokemon, and Dominate Echo says your opponent can't play Special Energy or Stadiums from their hand next turn. So if you can get actually this deck doesn't play Gardenia, but you still can get that turn 2 Regidrago attack with this, because you can go turn 1 attach Fire Energy and bench Regidrago and Forretress or Pineco, and then next turn evolve both of them, pop the Forretress, attack with Regidrago to prevent your opponent from playing Stadium cards, and you can play a Path that turn as well, and you can actually lock Lugia out of Summoning Star. You can lock all decks out of their rule box abilities, essentially, if they're not playing Pumpkaboo or Lost Vacuum, but really, locking Lugia out of Summoning Star is a really big deal. And then you also have Spiritomb that locks all basic rule box Pokemon, I want to say. We just looked at this card yesterday as well. Yeah, basic Pokemon V in play have no abilities, which is very interesting, honestly, that this is coming out in like the second set of the EX era, but it's specifically targeting V Pokemon. So I really like that they're still paying attention to the previous block with their card design. And then the final deck from top 8 was a Gardevoir EX Drifloon deck. Actually not playing Champions Festival. I mean, I know the Japanese Champions Festivals are like $1,000 or something crazy. But they're playing Jubilife Village. You can shuffle your deck, draw 5, and then end your turn. They are also playing the damage pump to move damage around. So that's probably just kind of like the poor man's Champions Festival, which, they're playing at a city league. If Champions Festival's like $500 to $1,000 or whatever over there, like there's no reason to be buying that to go play in a League Cup. Um, yeah, if you don't already have it. So Gardevoir Drifloon doing fine without Champions Festival. It looks like top 8 of a 32-person event. Not too shabby. But yeah, this is what the basic list is looking like for that. And we can just check out Drifloon real quick in case you don't know what it does. It actually came out in Scarlet and Violet base set, but it's not good until next set because of the Charm of Courage that buffs its HP. But it does 30 damage for each damage counter on this Pokemon. So you just put it up to like 100 damage with energy, so you do like 300 damage. But if you have Champions Festival or Damage Pump or something to move your energies, your damage, you can get it up to 330 damage. Yeah, those are the top 8 decks from a recent City League, thanks to Book Archives. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you want to see more videos like this, make sure you leave a comment telling me that, and subscribe to the channel because this channel is brand new. So thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time.